What's up? Well, we're discussing, we've been talking.
taking up a lot of his time.
Well, you're actually paying him, so that's fine. For a while. I'm looking at this closet right here, the master, or excuse me, the owner's suite, and you guys have changed it. Now it's a walk-in closet with a door on this angled section. Yep. Still smallish, but it is only one person. But we're also talking about, maybe she's gonna think about it, bumping out onto the deck 2 feet, a bump out so that the hanging portion of the clothes would be to here instead of out to here. That's right.
And then there's always the possibility of another person in my life.
Oh, okay.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's the dream.
You could advertise on your whatever. Would you use it online dating?
No.
No. Oh, well, if you do, you could you could advertise extra closet space. Yes. So Ramel was married for 45 years until recently, and she lost her husband. So
I did not lose him in the woods. He died of pancreatic cancer a little over 3 years ago. Yeah.
I'm gonna get going with this section that's gonna house the refrigerator into the bathroom area. Just nailing plates to the floor is how we're starting. 42 1/2. Get rid of that. This is bumped out a little right in the entry to have room for a little bench or a chair here.
Oh, I need the other number.
Right there. X. Just realizing this space doesn't work out, like even 2 studs on either side or anything for this door opening. So I'm gonna shift where this wall is, because that's just a linen closet, doesn't matter. So I'm just gonna come out here, 3 inches stud jack. I'm gonna go 28-inch door, so a 30-inch RO jack stud. You can see that is 2.5 inches. So if I move this wall just a half, it'll work out on even stud work. Stud jack, stud jack. Oh, what does that make you a pro at?
That freaking Sharpie.
Sharpie. What makes you a... Yeah, oh wow, look at that thing, dude. Okay, there will be no question which line it is now. Holy crap. Just pick one side of the line. The line's like a 1/4 inch wide. All right. Perfect. So, there, jack. Perfect. There you go. Pro.
Right there. Perfect.
Need some help there, Limpy?
I don't think you can say that.
What a... Did you just see that move?
Yeah, I saw something there. It's somewhere in there.
I'm also adding these drywall nailers for the ceiling at the end wall here. It'll run across and nail there. And normally I just nail that on top of this plate, but this wall ended up like a 1/4 inch too tall. You can see that I snapped the line. So we don't want the ceiling surface to go whoop right at the end. So I put in some blocking and I'm nailing that on the side now, or I'm screwing it on. And this is taking a little bit longer than it would have, but I think it's gonna end up being better than it was. So just lining up with my chalk line. Got blocking behind there. Yep, there we go. You can snap it, I can't. Perfect. 61 7/8. 61 7/8 cross cut. I'm gonna put a screw in here to hold this into the board. This is kind of precarious up here. That way I can do it from one end. There we go. Just gonna go flush on top of these two FOT. Good. The guys are now transferring all of the plate locations to the ceiling and putting in blocking where the plates need to attach running this way, since the trusses are running the same direction. And I think they've got it. This isn't the normal way we'd frame walls if we had a flat ceiling, by the way. We'd like frame the wall on the floor, plate on top, plate on the bottom, stand it up, and then build the roof on top of that, which is way faster.
I've even seen walls done that way in houses like this.
So
Yeah, you could.
And then they top plate it again and do
Yeah.
bazillion cripples.
Yeah, you could do that. Oh yeah, like build a short wall and stand it up and then fill in the gap. That would give us like a hinge point potentially. So I think
Not fun either.
no, I think straight through is a little better. It is more long material and a little slower. But then again, you're still cutting all of the same top cuts eventually. I don't know. Leave a comment or don't.
Careful. She spits a little bit.
Oh, bit.
Yeah. Got me in the frickin' neck.
You're like, oh,
Shrapnel. You know what? Shrapnel?
shrapnel.
Shrapnel?
No.
No.
Oh my gosh.
Shrapnel?
I've never heard anyone say that.
Shrapnel.
Oh.
Shrapnel?
Jamie's gonna get going laying up our extra 2 feet of wall coming out here. It was dimensioned differently on 2 pages of the plan. We went with the wrong one. And that's a good advantage of doing digital plans nowadays, is that if you change like one layer of your plan, say the floor plan layer, it changes it on the elevation automatically. But these are hand drawn. So I've done the same thing, but a lot of times digital has caught it for me.
It happens.
It does.
So, you know, it is what it is. I got these really nice thin blocks. You know, the the regular lightweight ones, they're a little too heavy for me. So I got these. They were on sale at the store. You just have to lay 8 courses per regular course.
So yeah, this footing wasn't the same elevation as our other footing. We poured this footing to extend, and we're gonna tie this little section in with all kinds of steel and epoxy in the steel. We'll show you in a second.
I'm using the golden trowel. Did you notice that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
She's not gold for long.
Nope.
What is that thing?
That's baby's first block. Oh, that's looking good. I probably got it. Oh, that's good. You don't normally use a compressor and air hoses to lay block, but today we are, because I'm going to drill holes for this rebar to epoxy into the existing wall. And I got to make sure the inside of that hole is super clean so that when the epoxy goes in there, it doesn't just stick to the dust that's lining the inside of the hole, right? Or else it would just pull right out. So I got to be pretty thorough about cleaning.
That just really reminded me of the dentist when they do the little on the air on your teeth to look at them. Isn't that weird?
Right. I have a couple blocks laid. Now I'm going to start adding these steel ties that are going to connect it to the other wall. Now I'm going to put them every other course. I think that would be sufficient. And I'm going to use this 5/8 or number 5 rebar, we would call it. Now there have been a lot of times on this build already where we just drill a 5/8 hole and beat these in with a sledgehammer. But in this case, I'm going to drill an oversized hole. This is 3/4, and you can see it is slightly larger than this. And what that is going to do is allow a space around it for all of this epoxy to live and be, right? So we're gonna put it through this self-mixing tip, which will be pretty fun to watch, I think. And
2-part epoxy.
Yeah.
Mixes in the tip.
It's especially designed for this purpose. It's time to join the Rotary Club here, folks.
No, it's not. That's
Isn't it the same
terrible.
thing? Rotary? I don't know. I
Okay.
don't even know what that is. to tell
My
you the truth.
apologies.
I
Drill the
really,
hole.
okay. Now, I can't be too angled. I got this steel here in my way a little bit, and I already beat it in with a hammer, so, all right. thing I did that I just thought would be a good idea, given that I'm trying to get the best bond from the new section to this old section, is I cut out the end of this first block, right? So that when I fill this core with concrete, it'll actually have the entire, you know, size of the end of the block to bond to this other wall. What do you think?
Good.
Good idea?
I love it.
I thought it would be.
Today's video is brought to you by AG1, and as many of you guys know, or maybe don't know, I really like to live an active and healthy lifestyle, almost to the extreme. I'm gonna give you a quick tour here of my bikes. It's gotten out of hand, but I love biking and exercising, so we've got the Specialized Stump Jumper Evo. Right here, I've got a Diamondback gravel bike. Now, these are all for different purposes, okay? So it's like a quiver of arrows for different shots or something like that. That's why I have so many. Dirt Jumper, Canyon. I use that at the Riveter Bike Park in Asheville. I've got a giant carbon road bike. That's a pretty fast one. This is my spare, the old Norco. That was a great bike. E-bike. This is new and it's really fun. You might have seen that on the YouTube channel Burn Peak. Seth, that was on his channel. And finally, a cross-country carbon Superfly Trek. That thing's like 24 pounds, so it can go a long way. Anyways, I say all that to prove a point that I'm really interested in living an active lifestyle, being fit, and that's why I take AG1. Cheers. And with AG1, I get 75 vitamins, minerals, and adaptogens in one daily scoop that I take in one small glass of water. And for me, I do feel this extra energy or extra go, if you will, when I use it, whether I'm at work or on the trail, and that's what I really love about it. AG1 also helps with my gut health, my focus, my recovery, like after working out, and immunity. I hate getting sick, so that's really important to me. And it doesn't taste bad, even though it's green. It doesn't taste like broccoli or Brussels sprouts like you'd imagine. I actually mix it stronger than they recommend. I like it like thick, like stout. If you're interested in getting the benefits that I mentioned and many more, you can get on their website and read all about it. It is pretty interesting. Make sure to click the link down in our video description and you can get 5 free travel packs with your order, as well as getting a year's supply of vitamin D3K2. Comes in a little dropper, and I use that as well. Thank you, AG1, for sponsoring our video. Let's get back to work.
The first part of that you got to waste away until you get a good uniform color. If you've never done this before, it's actually important to start filling the hole all the way from the back to ensure that it's completely actually to the back of the hole. That's why it has an extra long tip on it here. And just to be certain, I'm gonna go ahead and coat this up a little bit here all the way around. May not have to do this, I don't know, but I think it's a good idea. Oh yeah, maybe a little too much on that first one there. What do you think?
I think you got plenty.
Okay, I'm gonna leave it right there. That's excellent.
What's the working time on that?
I have no idea. I would assume it's not long.
20-minute working time.
All right, that's pretty good. That's longer than I thought, actually.
It's a non-sag too, huh?
No sag.
No sag, structural epoxy. Thanks to whoever sent me this hot sauce, Mary Sharps. They sent me a green and a red bottle, and they're both gone. It was delicious. Arlo's cutting the plate that's going to go on the ceiling here, and it's got like a beveled parallelogram thing so that the edges are vertical this way, and then it's cut at the end. It's going to be like this one, where it's also got like a bevel cut one direction so that that cut is vertical. Anyways, even Arlo has spun this thing around like 5 times looking at it. Because you have to like visualize how the board is going to go up there and then make your marks and cuts. It can be really confusing.
Yeah, I think so.
I want that thing like, it's going like this, and this is going to cut back that way. I want
He's visualizing it now.
All right, here it is this way.
Up.
And then that's supposed to be dropping kind of plumb. That was a guess, but
I think you did it. We finally have this top plate ready, and it was super complicated. We don't know anything about it except we did guess and check. So we got a 30 degree, 12 degree bevel on this side, a 15 degree, 12 degree bevel
right, but they're
on this side.
Then the bevels are cut at 5 degrees in this way.
Sure, okay, yeah. And then we got 15 degree bevel on each side, and the plate width is not 3.5, it's like
3 and 5/8.
3 5/8, a little plus.
Yeah.
But once that's all in the angle, it should fit inside of a 3.5 inch wall at the top.
Should.
And if it doesn't, you're not gonna see it on YouTube. This is where we say it's done. So I've got a mark for each end here, no chalk line. Okay. All right, Arlo, I think you did it right there.
We'll find out.
And with all the cutting, we actually ended up a little short with our board, which we know, but I'm just gonna do that, leave a little gap. Doesn't matter for anything.
Oh, I think it looks beautiful.
That's pretty good, Arlo. I can see that we're like maybe 1 degree off on our angle here. Well, maybe not once I screw it up tight. Maybe not. That one looks really good. Real nice. It's a real nice Clark. Come on. Oh yeah. Yeah, and that both corners look like they're planing out.
It's really good from here.
Yeah, I think you did it. Now I gotta get the layout on it.
Out of studs.
Out of studs.
We got a couple around here.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Half.
Seriously though, we are out of full length studs. So
Unless we sheathe this end wall fast, we could get one on the outside there.
yeah, a lot of our long studs got used up as bracing until we got our sheathing up. You got it done.
1 block left over. I gotta say, that is the slowest I've ever laid that many block. That's the most cutting per block I've done, because I actually cut
CPB, cut per block?
every block. There's only 1 block I didn't cut out of all of this. And all the drilling and epoxying and then filling it by hand with a, I had to fill the, where did the thing go? This. I scooped all.
Oh, I saw you doing that.
Yeah, the concrete.
I was just up there going,
So I was, yeah, scooping that, plop, mixing it on a hillside.
swimming in the concrete.
My mixer's sliding down the hill. Everything's, see ya.
You're going home. You said I had enough.
Looks good though. Definitely bent.
I tried to flatten the blade out, but you know, we don't really have a good technique for that here on the job site. So yeah, needs some work.
The rest of it is flattened out.
Yeah,
Pretty good.
yeah, it's pretty broken there.
Since we are pretty much out of material up there, the guys are gonna start putting the wall sheathing on down here on the crawl space level. Got a couple sheets going. Yep, that's centered up.
88, Ray. 88.
If you missed it in a previous video, we're using the Zip R, which has this 1/2 inch of rigid foam layer that isolates the framing from the outside. So you don't get the thermal bridging, saves energy. And another great thing about this Zip system is that the panels are self-spacing. They have a little ridge on them, and you can just slam them tight to each other. Back in the day when we were using regular OSB, you had to space the panels with like a 8-penny nail or something, so that when they would swell, inevitably, they would have a little room. Otherwise, they could actually buckle as they pressed against each other with moisture, swelling them. So that's a really nice feature that makes it go in a lot faster compared to the regular like OSB panel. Those are like tiny targets for you, buddy.
Yeah, Yeah, buddy.
Just shoot them all. Well, just shoot the circles, actually. Jono, I'm guessing you got at least 7 more rows of sheathing to go up. Yeah. It's hard working on this. It doesn't probably look like it, but this makes it really slow. You're not standing on flat ground. Yeah, that
was just came off the back of the ladder and I just kept sliding down, and yeah, I landed on a piece of zip and every screw in my pouch, which is literally dumped out.
Yep, that sounds about right. Jamie's out of here. Arlo and I think are done playing guess the angle. Playing guess the angle game on those top plates. And we're not ready for another game of guess the angle of the top of the studs today. So we're gonna call it a day and get back to that tomorrow. Yay.